And now, Perfect Pairings, brought to you by Total Wine and More.
Bring out the booze.
Yami is like Christmas, New Year's. You know, whenever we see her, we know good things are about to happen. You know, she always brings us gifts, and the gifts are usually liquid libations.
Liquid. With varying degrees of alcohol content.
I see 4 numbers on this paper today.
We're drinking 4 ryes, boys and girls.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, look, a good thing I have the mattress underneath me here because about 3.5 ryes in, and of course we have to do it twice just to make sure.
Sure.
So yeah, I tell you what.
Hey, while she's bringing the more of the booze, where are we with the Dark Star? How about we give another update?
Well, I'll tell you what. It started off spicy for me. I told you with the pepper, and then it is now a nice cruising altitude, super creamy. I mean, it is delicious. It's almost turned up. And I don't mean this in a negative way. It's almost like nice. It's like mild. It's like comfortably numb. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's really
interesting. So I think that.
I mean, there's still a little hints in the back of that pepper.
It's definitely there.
But I don't know. Maybe because it was so prominent at the beginning that now it's sort of like the creaminess and the peppery kind of are flowing. It's so nice right now.
I'm really curious to see how it pairs with these ryes.
Right.
Because it does have a profile that seems to lend itself to a spicy rye.
Yeah, I'm getting more of the black pepper now, especially on the retrohale.
At the end, right?
Yeah.
Especially at the end. But it's not like oh wow, I can't do this anymore.
No, not at all.
I mean, I tell you, we got Yami hustling here.
Yeah.
She is hustling.
It's normally 3, but we went 4. Ooh, that last one is dark.
You ain't getting the job with that one.
Boy.
To quote the famous Cheech and Chong, I hope you're not doing anything for the next couple of days. Number 1. So again, these are rye whiskeys.
That's correct. And they're all neat.
Did you give us the definition of rye? You always go through all the...
I didn't.
No? Okay.
I didn't.
Did I put you on the spot here?
No, it's okay. I mean, it's a whiskey that most whiskeys are made of barley, malted barley, or bourbons involve more than 50% corn. This is rye, which is another grain. And if you think of it like rye bread, right? It has that little spiciness to it, maybe a little bit almost like a minty kind of note that rye has. So it can have that, right? Some rye whiskeys will have that, some won't. But they will definitely be more spicy than a regular barley type of whiskey, right?
You get me. All my old fashions have rye whiskey on it.
Definitely, because they're typically less sweet. They're more spicy, so they hold up to the sugar of the...
All my patty melts have rye bread.
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Well done. Well
have
done.
You been drinking? No, I just been eating rye bread, officer. That's all I've been doing. All right, so
I had a...
it's mouthwash. Do you see the Scotty Scheffler?
I had a pastrami on rye at Flakowitz. Shout out to Flakowitz Deli.
Flakowitz.
In Boynton Beach. Holy smokes, that was awesome.
Flakowitz.
Awesome.
Was it big? It was as big as your head?
It was gigantic. Like when I got it to go, and I was with my brother Charlie, and man, I'm like, Chuck, did you get the weight on this sucker? It's like a pound, dude. That's crazy.
I'm gonna have to lay down
anyway,
for
shout out to Flakowitz.
Flakowitz, Dale Flaco.
I love the name too, Flakowitz.
All right, so here we go. So
well, you get that rye on the nose right away,
right out of the jump, right?
Like if you didn't know what it meant when I said kind of like that rye bread spiciness, this first one hits you right there.
Yeah.
I mean, it coats your
so
tongue,
nice on the
coats
nose.
your throat.
And again,
puts a certain tie on it too. Oof.
Unlike the last show where we knew exactly what we were drinking, we are drinking these blind. We have no idea which of the ryes in our collection Yami has selected. We have no idea.
Okay.
Well, the number 1 kills all the pepper in the cigar.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
It's very overpowering for the cigar.
Maybe all of these will be.
Yeah.
So if you guys want, we can do a drop of water maybe if you want. But
No,
we're professionals here.
Okay, yeah, I prefer to leave them all neat. That way
Training wheels off.
they're all playing at the same level, you know? Well, there goes. One is down for Jimmy.
Hey, I'm just trying to be like the Big like the Big Lebowski. I'm a good man and thorough. Wow, that is a
Spicy meatball.
that rye definitely is attention getting. I mean, listen, it is.
I'm just trying to think of what it does to the cigar.
I think it cancels it out. Almost.
It took away too much.
Yeah, I think it just. I mean, I think you have to roll solo with number one with that rye. I think.
Or a very powerful cigar.
Right.
Wow.
Sorry about that.
Sound effect.
Justice has been served. Cheers. All right, so yeah,
on the two.
Ooh, make sure I got the right one. Two. Now two, a little clearer.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it totally cancels it out. It did diminish it too much.
Okay.
The spice is still in the cigar, though. The pepperiness is still there, but the sweetness is wiped out.
So you're spice on spice right now.
Yeah.
Which hey, if you got a hot
tamale.
Are you looking for a Spice Girl song? I'm not. Where were you going? What movie reference was
He was like
looking
spice,
for?
and he's just doing his little side to side thing. Like, where are you going with this, Jimmy?
I was like, I am the last one. I don't know, for some reason I just thought of Sean Connery. That's mighty hot.
Completely different.
All right, so two is a little clearer.
Holy mackerel! It's night and day.
I'm not getting anything on the nose.
Yeah, I do.
Not well. I guess
It's more of like the rye grain.
Yeah, I guess
almost
compared
like,
to one, no, I wasn't. But
it's like if you were smelling a handful of dry rye in your hand. That's what it smells like to me.
One was sweeter, more caramel, and this one is more. I don't know, maybe more dry. Yeah.
Yeah, very dry, and it's got a little bit. Trying to get some heat going.
It has heat for sure.
Trying to get that heat going, right?
This is a very different beast. Holy mackerel. This is using a completely different methodology. The wood for this is different. It's not charred oak like that is. That's very different wood.
Like more vanilla.
It's so different. Wow. I would venture to say this is not an American rye.
Okay.
Because it doesn't. So American ryes have that bourbony character to them.
Sure.
It's like
the first one did. This one didn't.
What's a bourbony character?
So that toffee, that caramel to it, some vanilla notes. You get all of that in an American rye. Which
sweet
makes it lean more towards a bourbon, but with like spice.
Okay.
And this doesn't. This is almost like oak, like almost uncharred oak is what it tastes like.
Yeah, it's
very different.
It's like
very different, very dry. There's room for this kind of thing.
It's like a
I kind of like the way they're
Irish
playing,
whiskey.
Though. I kind of like the way they're playing.
That's actually
a spicy Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a bad way to put it.
I feel like we're in Tammany Hall. Everyone's wearing suits, got a newspaper in their suit front pocket, and everything is just
you don't
say.
You guys have the wrong.
No, that's the 30s.
That's the wrong
That's
time
the
frame.
30s.
This is Tammany Hall. This is Gangs of New York.
Oh,
the butcher.
The butcher.
The butcher. I was about to say I'll drink your milkshake, but that's California. That's the wrong Daniel Day-Lewis right there. No, but I'll tell you what, this is really good. This and this and the stick are playing really nice.
Please don't call it a stick.
No, we don't call it sticks. That's bad.
I don't like calling.
You don't like
sticks.
calling it a stick?
I think there's too much effort and too much work, too much human manpower goes into the call it a stick.
Struck a nerve.
yeah, big time.
Okay. My apologies.
No. It's just a personal thing. I don't like calling cigars sticks. You know, you're like belittling this thing that was created by an army of human beings.
Is a golf club a stick?
Yeah.
But not a cigar.
Golf clubs made by machines.
Japanese machine.
Japanese machines.
Are we?
By the way, I don't call it. I call
kidding.
it a club, a golf club.
A crub.
A crub. Wait, hang on a second. Let's go back to this.
Can you call
this
a golf club a cigar? He hates me. He hates me. Oh, but I'll say this: the Dark Star and number 2 are
they're really interesting
nice,
together.
right? Very nice.
It brings out flavors and aromas in the cigar that were previously imperceptible, which is really cool.
Like what? What are you getting now? As Eric takes another little swoosh here. I called him mid-waiter. How's the food?
Yeah. So number 2 almost wipes out the pepper from the cigar, and it leaves you with much more cream, much more of those sweet flavors that were kind of hard to get before. But this number 2 rye kind of like cleans the palate and removes all the pepper. And pepper and earth are gone.
Are you going drink and drag or drag and drink?
I was going drink and smoke. Yeah.
Drink and smoke. All right.
Drinky, puff, puff.
Yeah, and I don't. So there's alcohol here, but it's not so hot. Do you guys do?
It's good.
It is, man.
Number 2 is good.
It's interesting.
It is a
very,
conversation
very different.
starter, right?
Are we on to 3? Because we're out of 2.
Because apparently management gave me one with a hole in it because mine is all gone. So 3.
Well, I think management tries to ensure that you can finish the show.
Wait a minute. When did this start? Listen, we got the fan so I don't melt here, so it's all good.
Yeah, you are spot on today, dude. You are cruising.
I'm all right. I'm getting there.
Really nice. Really nice.
Fan.
Oh, there's the fan. There it is. All right.
So this has some
this one's
sweetness
darker,
back into it.
A little darker on the eye, on the nose. What do we got on the nose, Ivan?
A whole lot of spice that I just inhaled right there.
Oh, yeah, right. A big bushel of spice right there.
Yeah, but it comes in with, again, back to those more caramelly notes.
Wow, what is that at the end there on number 3? What is that finish?
Man, these are all different.
It's like a caramelly kind of.
That one's lovely.
Maybe like a maple.
Yeah.
That one is delicious. It's between 1 and 2 in terms of like bourbony sweetness, and then dry.
That finish is wild on number 3.
Yeah.
It is wild.
This is really nice.
Yeah, it's kind of a mapley, sweet, almost like.
Is it almost like it almost tastes
like my wife hates
like if
it.
you were drinking rum?
Like my wife hates it when the kids smack when they eat.
Yeah, me too.
You almost like you're almost trying very hard to not smack because it's so good and so rich.
That drives me nuts. When you eat and make all kinds of noise with your food. Not here in this context, right? But when you're at the table and the kids are eating and there's and all those food noises.
The smacking is always.
My wife says that it's a condition. There's some condition that I have where these weird noises that would normally not bother anyone drive me bananas.
It's called education. No, but I feel like after I drink 3 that I've got to like not smack.
Got to break free.
I got to.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I just feel like it's so rich, and that finish is hilariously delicious.
Hilariously, all right.
Oh my God, it's just so good. Now I got to concentrate on how it plays with Rocky here.
So, by the way, if you give it a second and you don't taste any rye, the cigar is cruising along exactly as it was earlier.
Yeah.
So that's interesting to note. It has not changed a lot. It's right there where it was.
Now, would you recommend? Because I just puffed and then drank, and it's perfect. Because, no, correction, I drank and then puffed, because you have that finish that hangs around, and then you take the drag from the cigar, and then that fills in that space, and they do a little dance in the back of your throat there, and it's so good. Oh man,
this has been one of the better flights we've had on here.
Yeah,
like whoever curated this did a great job. They're all very good.
It's all Yami.
Great job, Yami.
We give her hey, these are our ryes. Pick 4 for us. And we actually have a pretty decent selection of ryes.
Mm-hmm. I know you do. I come in here in the middle of the night, and I mean, yeah, you do.
But so far, I think
so good.
I think 3 may be the best pairing.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, they're all individually good. They're all individually good ryes, but in terms of how they've danced with the Dark Star by Rocky Patel.
So, what do you think?
So good.
What makes this pairing particularly good for you?
I think for me, it's the finish, because it doesn't. It since it lingers there, it really embraces the cigar.
Yeah, you can taste it. Several puffs in.
And the creaminess. It's almost like it gives you a little taste of everything the cigar has to offer with that mapley finish that the rye has. And it's they play so well. It's almost like, I don't know how to say it. I mean, if you're a big breakfast like pancake person, and you get like toppings on when you get blueberries or bananas or strawberries and the maple syrup and plus the actual pancake itself, it all just kind of dances and plays well, and that's what this does. There's so many flavors. I mean, it literally makes my mouth water.
Yeah, I think that. Go ahead.
The sweetness in the cigar is subtle. It's there. It's more creamy than sweet. But then when you taste this, it has such an abundance of it's not sugary, over sugar, but it has this refined sweetness to it that it kind of like. Now it really brings out the subtle sweetness that the cigar has.
Yeah, the reason that I said, and that's a good point, it does definitely bring out some sweet. And the reason I said that these two pair best is that they each influence the other in a good way, right? So when you drink the whiskey after the puff, some of the whiskey's sweetness is diminished, and making it perhaps a little bit more balanced. And on the cigar side, the sweetness that was in the whiskey is now sort of transported over to the cigar, and it makes the cigar a little sweeter. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that they both complement each other in a positive way, I think is why so far, even though we haven't had 4 yet.
I feel like we're crowning number 3. We haven't even gone to 4 yet.
I agree. I know. I'm sorry.
Well, this is, hey, you know what? Don't call it a comeback, but here comes number 4.
Yep.
Let's see now. First of all, 4, dark like a mofo.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Ooh.
Dark like a mofo.
And on the nose, holy Toledo, this has a lot of alcohol.
Wait, there's alcohol in this?
This one has a ton.
Yeah.
Oh man, it smells so good.
You got like berries.
It's super layered on the nose, right?
All right, we're going in.
Let me taste it first without the puff.
Whoa.
It's like eating a fruit basket.
Really?
Right? Wow.
That one puts some hair in your chest.
I can't have any more.
Back in the throat. Back in the throat.
It sprouted.
All of a sudden, hey!
Your shirt doesn't look like that.
You have a little bird bed there. Congratulations.
That boy's got some alcohol to him. Woo, doggy. That's in the 60s. That's in the 60s.
But this is like this is like a little fruit. This is like a fresh country fruit basket.
Again, I don't want to do that, and we won't do that. But a drop of water in this would be
this one, yes,
phenomenal, because it would bring it down to the level that would be perfect for you.
However, I think we're out of water.
The delivery guy didn't come today.
He did it. I hope you brought your razor.
Unless you want to use.
I hope you brought your weed whacker.
Eric Calvino, Teen Wolf.
Boy, that guy made me cry when I took that sip. I was like, woo! I think I went in a little.
Yeah, I think you
a little over anxious on the sip, and it
take human swallows.
Yeah, and he hit me right back.
Wow. So the drinky, and then the puffy puff.
All right,
man,
so
it is
I don't know about you, but the cigar is almost flavorless at this point.
Muted, right?
I think we may have to give it a second and third sip.
Oh, well.
No, you do.
I agree.
Literally, your tongue has to get acclimated to this new alcohol level. This is really, really high. These other guys were 40s, maybe a 50%er around here.
Yeah.
And this guy went up to another so the level is now out of control. But man, the nose is so freaking delicious. Oof. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Because this...
What is smell-o-vision?
It's a fake thing, but if you could smell what we're smelling through YouTube.
In future print editions of the Cigar Snob magazine, we should have
Scratch and sniff.
little scratchy thing, and there you go.
We'll do that in the fashion shoot. No, sorry.
Ivan.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Listen,
I got a left turn here.
I'd send you to HR, but I have a couch over there, so I better not go over there. But wow. Meanwhile, this thing, man, this thing is like on its own, man. This fourth rye is on its own.
Yeah, it's serious. It's really, and it's delicious. I can't wait to find out what it is.
It's like grapey, right?
To quote Morrissey, it's really serious.
Jimmy, you and your Morrissey references, are they falling flat?
On me, yes.
So, me too. 16 Clumsy and Shy. The only reason that one doesn't fall flat is because you sang it so many times.
I know, it's a good song. Good song.
But this one, you're on your own.
Okay, it's fine. You know,
you're on your own.
There's 6 people out there, and they're all probably on the West Coast listening to this going, yeah, I know that song. It's really serious. Boom, song ends.
You know, we did a photo shoot in a house in California, Big Bear Lake. And when we walk in, the first thing we see when we walk into the house that we rented for the shoot is this giant Morrissey face.
Oh, see?
See?
He's our guy. No, but yeah, I almost feel like 4 is the...
It's too much for the cigar.
It's its own entity,
it's
right?
Too much.
Own entity.
Yeah, I think 4 is like the nightcap. In my world, we're having a good time here with 1, 2, and 3. The party, you spent the whole night hanging out, having a good time, and then you go, all right, I'm heading home. I'm Ubering home.
Yeah.
Number 1, I'm Ubering home. Let me have just one pour of that, 1 dram of that.
This is where you get Priscilla's at the house. You put on your silk robe. You drink that. Boom, the hair on your chest pops out during the robe, and you say, wow. Frankly, my dear.
Seriously, this thing is serious.
It's time to ride electric Eric Land. No, it's very good. I mean, I listen, I think in summation.
Yeah.
Your Honor, in summation, I think 3 is our champion, but 4 is its own solar system, man.
They were all good though.
Mm-hmm.
In their own way.
Can we do the reveal?
Yeah. So I So I think in a second.
Yeah, but more drinking.
Yeah, I think that 1 was that very bourbony rye.
Yeah.
2 was this foreign exchange student that came in and
Yeah.
3
was
I'm
also,
not sure, but
also
it has,
very unique.
It has its own uniqueness to it. It almost, like I said, there were moments there when I was drinking 3 that it tasted like I was pairing the cigar with rum, as opposed to rye whiskey. That was delicious. And then 4, I think 4 is a classic American, but over the top intensity.
America.
All right, let's get that reveal.
Let's get it.
Yummy.
All right, so number 1 is German rye Eiffel.
46%.
46%.
Wow, that was delicious.
46% alcohol.
Look, I thought that was a
this.
classic American, and it's German.
I know this goes through like all these places here. All right, so the next one is the Stauning Danish.
Yep, it's Danish rye.
Danish was a whiskey rye, and it's 48% alcohol. Here you go.
What was the alcohol of the German?
46.
46, yeah.
46. And then I wanted to say Snob, but I'm not. I'm going to say Knob Creek.
That's great.
That is future endeavors, the Snob Creek.
Snob Creek.
And that's Kentucky Straight Rye. Here you go. And that's 50% alcohol.
That's the guy that he works so well with the cigar.
Because he's a snob.
Yeah, Snob Creek.
All right, and 4 is the Jack Daniel's Tennessee Rye Whiskey, which the alcohol level on this one's a little high.
Yeah, we could tell.
I thought it was 56, but it's not. It's 66.75.
Holy.
So there you go. I'm glad I brought you guys some food.
I'm telling you, it wiped out the cigar, but that was absolutely delicious. They were all very good in their own very unique way. That was great.
Wow.
America. That's all you got to say about number 4. America.
So Stauning is a new Danish rye. And you could tell it was so different. So freaking different. That was cool. And the German rye, I absolutely love. That was number 1. What a great lineup we got there.
Very good.
This German rye looks like it's a can of motor oil.
Yeah. Well, so that I happen to know that company was originally like I think they did paint or paint thinner or something like that. The bottles are a throwback to that time when they would do paint thinner or something like that.
But I'll tell you what, the one that we loved that I thought really played well was our number 3 was the Knob Creek, right?
That was awesome.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised that number 1 was not American because it tasted like a traditional American.
Now that I taste it, no.
Oh, you retasted it? I have none left. I loved it.
Well, the K in Knob Creek is for Kentucky, right?
Ah, okay.
I makes for a good story though, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that. But no, I'll tell you what a great selection here on the old Cigar Snob Magazine podcast, right? Amazing. And as always, gents, Perfect Pairings is brought to you by our buddies at Total Wine and More.
Ladies and gents. We have a lot of ladies that listen to the show.
Of course. My apologies, ladies. You know what? The next Knob Creek is on me. As always, Perfect Pairings is brought to you by Total Wine and More, where you'll always find the right price at the right bottle. Wait a minute. You see, I was thinking about the ladies. You got me all confused. You got me flustered. Perfect Pairings is brought to you by Total Wine and More, where you'll always find the right bottle at the right price with their lowest price guarantee. You can visit Total Wine and More at TotalWine.com. Good stuff, man.
That was awesome. That really was.
Good stuff.
Like eye-opening. The German rye blew me away.
Well, it just goes to show you how there's so much good stuff out there that you may or may not have ever heard of. I mean, I've never heard of German rye before.
I know. Now, what I would love for our audience to take away from this is how rewarding it was to just drink them blind.
Yeah.
If you look at that bottle, that German rye bottle, if you look at that before drinking it, you may not really be so excited about it.
Or the German one. Look at the German bottle. No, that's
the German one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the Danish one, the bottle is beautiful. It does make me want to buy it. And then Knob Creek, you think Knob Creek? It's a staple bourbon, right? It's in everybody's cabinet. But dude, that was awesome. That Knob Creek rye, 100 proof. That was excellent. Excellent.
I think I know what I'm going to do when I get done here. I'm going to swing by Total Wine and More and pick me up a little bit of this Knob Creek rye.
It's killer. I'll tell you some MSRPs here. So the Eiffel German rye whiskey at Total Wine is $72.99. That was number 1. Number 2, the Stauning Danish rye whiskey, $64.99. Super interesting, very different rye than everything else. The Knob Creek, which was the best pairing of the bunch, is 100 proof Knob Creek rye whiskey, 7-year-old, $41.99.
Tell you what, not bad. Talk about getting a bang for your buck.
Awesome price. And then the Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, $69.99.
Get out.
But I tell you, you can have one of those for every 2 of the others.
Yeah.
In terms of alcohol content.
I would have thought that would have been $100.
Of course.
It's $70.
Pure from
$69.99.
concentrate.
It's awesome. Really.
Cigar Snob and Total Wine have done it again.
Woo!
My goodness.
You know what I'd like to hear from? I'd like to hear from the audience. which one, after listening to all that, because we talked about these guys ad nauseum, which one of those 4 ryes are you most excited to try? Right? Like when you finish the show, you're done, you go, man, you know what? I really want to try that. Which one is it?
Can I put one caveat?
Yeah.
You can't say all 4.
No, yeah.
Even though you want to try all 4, and you should try all 4, but you got to pick one, right?
Yeah, which one interests you the most, right? Is it the German rye, which tastes like an American bourbon with rye spice? Is it the Danish rye Stauning, which was completely different than any of the others? Is it the Knob Creek rye, which paired perfectly with this Rocky Patel Dark Star and was also delicious on its own? Or is it the Jack Daniel's single barrel rye?
And listen, I don't know about all you guys, but I mean, growing up, when you first got introduced to alcohol, I had a bad experience with Jack Daniels. Maybe we all had a bad experience with Jack Daniels. And so I've always had that in the back of my mind. And then you realize how good this stuff is and how good this particular Jack Daniels rye is. So
also,
folks,
by the way, the 10-year Jack Daniels is awesome.
Yeah.
I don't want to make it a commercial about
the
Jack.
Bonded. I mean, listen, so much good stuff. So
and we've had a bunch of them on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could tell we're fans.
As they would say, it's our jam.
Yeah. So
It's our jam.
can we come back to the cigar?
Of course. How we doing, Ivan?
Now that the whiskey has dissipated a bit and we're now just kind of tasting the cigar itself on its own. I don't know, Ivan, you're smoking a little slower than Jimmy and I.
I've had to relight it a couple times and I can't tell the difference. I mean, it's still very good. Like sometimes when I relight it, it gets a little mucky and resiny, and I've relit it because I was it's not the case at all. I've relit it and it's been totally fine.
I think it's smoking exactly where it was before.
Right.
It really hasn't changed. I mean, once the whiskeys were out of the system, it hasn't changed.
I get some more wood. Maybe it's a little more woody now.
Sure, I'll take that. I think that I would like it more in a bigger ring gauge.
Mm.
So I think what was the Toro? Was it a slightly bigger ring gauge?
Like a half an inch, you said?
Yeah. Well, no, that was in length, but I mean in
they're engaged.
in gauge.
Yeah, I'm about halfway done. I'm taking the last. I'm taking the band off now. Going topless.
Yeah.
And I've had to relight once, and that was me just talking too much. I think more than actually smoking.
The Dark Star Toro is 6x52, and I think that's what we rated it in. And I liked it better with the bigger ring gauge. You know, some like we've talked about on other shows, right? How the ring gauge impacts a particular cigar, a particular blend. And in this one, I would love. I enjoyed it even more in the 6x52. And you know what? It may make for an awesome 6x60.
Sure.
Because the filler blend is super interesting.
So you get more of that interesting flavor in there.
Exactly.
Now, this may be a tough one to answer, so I apologize in advance. Is that Paraguay? Have you figured out Paraguay yet on this thing? And how are you doing halfway through this thing?
Like I said earlier, it has that like. There isn't one flavor I can attribute to it. It's more of that like chicory with the sweetness.
Still there?
Yeah. It has. I think the sweetness has come down a little bit on it, and now it's more woody. But it's a marginal thing. It's not like I would say, oh wow, the cigar has taken a big shift. No, it's not a big shift. So it's still very much along that same line. But very, very interesting cigar. Like I think that I don't know if it's the Paraguay, but there's that chicoryness that it's almost like a dried fruit kind of in the background. It's very interesting. I will say this,
the retrohale experience is a phenomenal one right now. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you're capable and able to do it, this is the one that I would just keep retrohaling.
And if you don't know what Jimmy's talking about in terms of retrohale because you're new to the show, go back in the archives of Cigar Snob Podcast and find yourself the retrohale episode.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
we taught Jimmy how to retrohale. He had never retrohaled
That's
before.
it. And now I'm a changed man.
Yeah, retrohale is basically drawing the smoke in through your mouth and releasing it through your nose, and that opens up a whole new world of experiences in cigar smoking.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, for me, just, taking a regular draw from it, it's good. It's good. There's nothing wrong with it. Great, nice, mild. The pepperiness, almost gone. But when you retrohale at this point, halfway through it, oh my God, the pepper just kind of pops, and it just you get that sort of. I think you nailed it, Eric. That dried fruit kind of experience. That really
it took me a while to find that.
And for me, I usually don't retrohale. I retrohale early, and then as I continue to smoke the cigar, I kind of don't. Maybe because I forget or I just don't. But now I'm doing it almost exclusively with the rest of this cigar. Amazing.
Yeah. Yep. Really good effort by the Rock.
Amazing.
Really cool.
Rocky has done it again, making me look like a real fool for not believing in him before. I tell you, Rocky, my compliments, my friend, as usual.
Thanks for watching Cigar Snob on YouTube. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe. There's a lot of content on our channel. And we also print a magazine, so subscribe to that at cigarsnob.com. But in the meantime, catch you on the next one.